Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, whatever it is in your part of the world. See, we got a few people in here waiting. Hopefully, everyone's still here. Hello, Dinkin Tank. Hello, Emily. Well, it was in the 70s here this morning, but that's disappearing now. It was 59 the last I checked, and it's supposed to go down to 20 tonight. Very cold tomorrow. It's only supposed to be in the 30s. Then I think upper 40s on Tuesday, and then in the 50s after that. Oh, how you doing, Dream? Hello, Arlene. Hello, Sal. Hello, Jim Rockford. Hello, DJ. Hello, Judy. I'm glad you got Blanche back in. Yeah, they're sneaky like that. Fortunately, my cats really have no desire to go outside. Not to say that once in a great while, one doesn't sneak out. Well, I know since I've been in this house, I haven't had one get out. The last time I had one was probably in August. No, October. Because it happened when they had the Bluegrass Festival at Turkey Track. And that's on Columbus Day weekend. I think what happened was the front door, the not the front door because I had the front door open. The screen door was messing up. I thought I had it so they couldn't get it open. Well, they got it open. Somehow you could hit against it and the hook would pop off. And I had to chase Sanford and Teddy out there for about 15 minutes. And finally, Teddy got tired, laid down. So I picked him up. And then Sanford just said, well, he got Teddy. This is no fun anymore. And he just beat me back to the house. And then the time before that, I know Batman and Superman had gotten out. So that's why I was thinking maybe August, because they both died in September. So it's a rare occurrence, but it does happen once in a while. But that was a malfunction of the door that caused actually both of those times. So they're pretty happy being inside. Hello, Reverend Joe. Yeah, I saw that you were rating the snacks. I was reading comments before I started. Hello, Tony. Hello, Joanne. Hello, Plywood. Yes, she is, Judy. It, it's tough with four black cats. But Dream has that great big puffy tail. That's the easiest way to tell her. And then Fluffy has a fluffy tail, but not as fluffy as Dream. and she's got white under her neck and her toes on one foot. And then Blackie, you were able to tell her because she was small, but she's getting bigger now. But I can still tell who she is. And then Dixie, she's short-haired. But it's tough at times. Yep, quite a difference there, Jim. You don't know exactly what we got up to today. I actually can look that up. If I can find the right app on here. Here it is. Okay, it looks like around 2 o'clock it was 75 degrees. And now it is, if I can text this, now it's 60. According to this app. WeatherBug is saying it's 57. But the difference is the other app I was looking at, that's supposed to be for a Pacific area, not just where the reporting station is for this area. They go off, I don't know, radars and everything else. So it knows what the rain is for a particular area and all of that. Yep. Teddy had me going out there for about 15 minutes between him and Sanford. They weren't going too far, but they were going down the driveway towards the road. That made me kind of nervous. But they kept coming back. So they get out there in the yard. They had some fun that night. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Joy. Now, I got my coffee here, Reverend Joe. You didn't grab all the snacks. This one's mocha. If I have a second cup tonight, which I will, I don't know if it'll be during the live or this evening, that one's going to be pumpkin pie. I'm loving these flavored coffees. Yeah, I don't let my cats go out at all, Judy. Not until I get the catio done, then they'll have that. And then I'm thinking about another area where they can get outside. And I think I want to incorporate the well house into that also. Even though I haven't seen any mice in there in quite a while. I have it so they can get in there and take care of the mice. You see the curtains? That's why I can't keep them looking nice. Fortunately, they put them back into place. Cedar Rapids. That must have been Reverend Joe. Yep. Yeah, that's cold there, Reverend Joe. I do too, Joanne. Kitties are so sweet. Hello, Bev. Hello, Big Matt. I hear the dogs out there raising heck. Yeah, you probably hear the dogs barking. That's just what they do when they play. They're very noisy. Oh, I didn't even notice Smokey. I did hear some noise behind me, but didn't think anything of it. Yeah, Smokey is very active. Um, well, we didn't have Christmas yet. I waited for the cat's big present to come, and I'm having trouble getting that together. I tried it last night, sitting here in my chair. I got, I don't know, probably like 3/4 put together, but because of the way I had it sitting here when I was putting it together, it twisted on me and fell apart. So I've got clear out an area where I can have a flat area to work on it, and then do it. Nope, no raccoon, Joanne. If animals know better than to come in the yard with the dogs, because those dogs would eliminate them. One day I did find part of a possum on the porch. It was dried out. It wasn't fresh. I don't know if it's something they found under the house or if it's something they'd taken care of days or weeks earlier. But I didn't appreciate that. I told them they keep that stuff off the porch. Hello, John. That's why I want to have the dogs around the perimeter of the yard. Then my only concern is going to be aerial predators. Because hawks are terrible around here. But get the dogs around the outside of the yard, and then I'm going to let the chickens free range. I saw a light over that way. The car coming down the road. I must be sitting here a little different angle or something tonight. 'Cause normally I don't see the cars coming down the road. Hello, the moose. Well, chickens are in the coop. Had a friend come and help me with that today, and that was a chore. We got them all in there. The only one left that I would like to get in there is the big guinea that I've had since last year or year before. I don't know. Maybe she may be one of the first guineas that I had, so maybe about a year and a half on her. But anyways, she's been free ranging, but she's been hanging around the chickens and the younger guineas a lot. She's pretty bonded with them. So I want to put her in the coop with the rest of them. I think she'll be a lot happier in there because I'm not ready to turn the other guineas loose yet. I'd intended to do that, but with winter coming on, I don't really have a shelter for them. So I figured they'd be better off in the coop. And there's plenty of room in there. See, there's actually room for trying to do some figuring here. Between 40 and 50, 53, 54 chickens, where they base it on 3 to 4 square feet per bird. So they've got plenty of room in there. So I'll get her in there, and it's only going to be for a couple months. And then I can turn the guineas loose. Hello, Sue. I've got some chickens. I got to get the nest boxes up in there. Because I got some chickens that should be getting close to laying. Let's see. They're over 5 months old. So if there's enough light for them, in another month or so, they should start laying. Then I can quit buying eggs and actually have eggs to sell. Oh yeah, I know what you mean, Sal. Yeah, if you could just wiggle your nose and be here, that would be great. Well, I'm glad you got it figured out that it was your medicine, Joanne. Now, I know people can have reactions to medicine that they've never had before. So all of a sudden, those allergic reactions will start. Oh, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Oh, that's good, Joanne. So once I get the cat's big present put together, then I'll give them all their smaller toys and have a Christmas video on that. And I gotta do the video on the dogs. I should get them more ordered because I missed out on a present for them. It was out of stock, and I forgot to put a replacement in there for that. But I'm gonna need to order some cat food relatively soon. So I'm gonna order another toy for the dogs when I order that. Yep, I remember that, Joanne. Just barely. Because I'd already said goodnight at another live because I was falling asleep. And then I saw Steve was live, and I wanted to stop in there and say hello to everyone. Yeah, that can be scary, Joanne. I know years ago, this is probably 30 years ago, there was two older ladies. They were sisters, and they did everything together. Well, the one went and picked up her prescriptions one day. Her sister wasn't with her that day, which was unusual because usually they are. Well, it was a prescription that she'd getting right along. And one of the pills just didn't look right. She'd never had that pill before, but it was the same prescription. So she called her sister, told her, and her sister, I don't think she was a pharmacist, but she used to work in a pharmacy. So she was dealing with medicine all the time. I can't remember what her title was. But anyway, she'd been around the medicine her whole life. And she told her what the pill was, what it looked like, and the lettering on it and stuff. And her sister knew right off what that was. And she said, oh no, they gave you the wrong medicine. Do not take that. Because that would have reacted with one for other medicines. So she took it back to the pharmacy she got it from, told them what was going on. Oh, we're sorry about that. We'll refill it for you. Wasn't least bit concerned over it. Where if that had been a first time prescription, she wouldn't have even known it was the wrong pill they gave her. Hello, Wanda. What else we got here? Oh, that's not good, Joanne. I'm glad you get that figured out. Yep. I know a few people did that earlier in the week, Joy. In fact, I was one of them. Got up Tuesday morning. Hey, behave, Lily. Got up Tuesday morning. I'm thinking, boy, I got a live this afternoon. Or tonight. I was thinking, it was Wednesday. Then I think I heard someone mention on a live Tuesday night that they'd been thinking it was Wednesday all day. And then top it off, in the diner on Tuesday, someone in there said they had their days all mixed up. It just happens to be when there's a holiday in the middle of the week, or any time during the week. It seems to throw people off. Well, that's good, DJ. Yeah, there's good people out there. Hello, Barbara. Yeah, they sure do, Joy. And here we are, the holiday, middle of this week, to get everyone mixed up again. Well, that's good, DJ. I know you were having some problems there for quite a while. Well, one problem right after another. I'm glad you're pushing forward. Are you not going to be able to come to the meetup, Barbara? I was hoping you'd be able to. And speaking of the meetup, if anyone needs to make a reservation for a lodge room or a campsite, please do so as soon as possible before they're filled up. There's other places in the area to stay, but I'd like to see everyone right there at the park. That would be ideal. And if you do reserve a lodge room, make sure you let me know what name it's reserved under, and then I'll give a list to the group salesperson, and we'll get a discount. But you've got to get your reservation made, and then let me know what name it's made under. And then when you get there and make your final payment, the discount will be reflected then. Unfortunately, there's no group discount on the campground. They've got their regular discounts, senior citizens and disabled and stuff. But there's no group discount for the campground. That's just for the lodge. Oh yeah, Joanne, don't hesitate to call 911 in an instance like that. 'Cause when you can't breathe, you wait till you pass out. You can't call 911 then. I know I was right on the verge of calling 911 one time. I was choking. But fortunately, well, my mom was still alive, and I was eating dinner with her. So she was there. But I wouldn't have been able to talk. I couldn't talk. I just coughing and gagging. But if it hadn't been for her being there, I would have called 911 myself. Like I said, I wouldn't have been able to tell them what was going on, but they would have had the address and could have heard me coughing and would have known what was going on. Because I felt like I was getting to the point that I was going to pass out, and finally I got the food dislodged. Hello, John. You mean by the time the meetup, Sal? You better be here by then. That's in November, first weekend in November. I I hope you get things figured out and get down here as soon as you can. Because, like, moving those chickens today, I could never have done that alone. I was just fortunate that I had someone that could help me with it. And I've got a lot of stuff needs to be done here. I need to get some raised beds built for some gardening. I do have an old refrigerator that I'm going to use. And I have someone else that said they would give me their old refrigerator. I just need to get them in place and get them filled up and stuff. That'll be a start. And then I need a fence built. I'd love to have it built around the perimeter of the property, but it takes a lot to fence in 1.63 acres, I think it is. So I'm probably only going to fence in maybe half or 3/4 of an acre. Put a double fence around the outside, make a dog moat, turn the dogs loose in that, keep the predators out, and then let the chickens and guineas free range in the middle part. And there's other stuff that I'm hoping that I can do. Now the chickens are in the coop. I've got to get a ramp built. I think I can do that. It'll take me a while, but get that built so it's easier for me to get in there. Gotta get the catio done. Think I'm gonna have to find a person that can help me with those projects until Sal gets here. Well, I'm glad you got it figured out, Joanne. Reverend Joe will be right back. He's making a quick trip to the store and buy some snacks to replace the ones that he stole before the live started. Yeah, Judy, there's times that it can be scary living alone. I've lived alone most of my life, and I love it. But when you start talking about medical emergencies and falling and stuff, it can be scary. I just take extra precautions. Yes, Joanne, that is good advice. And I know sometimes they'll put a sticker on the bottle telling you what the medicine should look like. So if you happen to put the wrong medicine in, then you know that. Sorry to hear that, Wanda. Well, I don't have a lot of concrete work needs to be done, Sal, but I do have one project that involved concrete. There was a slope when you go out the back door and out about, I'm thinking approximately somewhere between 12 and 18 inches. I'd like to build a concrete wall down through there that's the same level as the house, but then right up against the house, that'll still be lower to keep water flowing the way it needs to. And then from that concrete wall out, I want to flatten out where I park my car and be easier walking on that also. And then build a bridge across that area up by the house so it'll be flat right from where I park my car right straight into the house. No step up. And I won't have to build a ramp to bring stuff in. It's working out the way it is now because it's not. I've got some of those thin concrete blocks laying down there because it was just too much of a step from the ground up. I think that was 7 inches. So I got those blocks, which are, I think they're 1.5 inches. So now it's only 5.5 inches to step up. That's not bad. And I can pull my hand truck up if I'm bringing something heavy in, like dog food. Because what I'm doing with the dog food, I'm bringing it right straight through the house and going out the front door and feeding them out on the porch. And pine pellets I use for cat litter, stuff like that. But eventually, when I get the permanent fencing up, then I'll be able to walk around the house. And actually, over on the side is where I'll be feeding the dogs. And I want to build a small area there just have a wood deck they can get up on, because they like to lay out here on the porch a lot, so they're not laying on the ground. You know, right now, the ground's pretty wet. In fact, the one that was helping me with the chickens today, she was moving them from where they were under the carpet over the coop in her Jeep, put a dog crate in there. And it's not much of an incline, but it's a little bit. And she was spinning, backing up to the coop. So just get that built, cover over it. And then I'm thinking maybe build a bench right into it, so I can sit out there with the dogs. Yeah, I've got plans. There goes some nails. I should move that box of nails somewhere. I thought they had enough nails out of the box that they weren't gonna knock any more out, but Oreo just did. Yeah, Judy, that sucks. Too bad he can't be treated a little better. Yep. It does affect people, Joy, that's for sure. You wouldn't think that you still care about an ex, but I can understand that. Yeah, Wanda, in order to be an ex at one time, you did really love and care for him. Hello, Katie. Yep, that's exactly it, Joanne. Oh, yeah, Sal. Even if you don't have any carpentry skills, I don't know what your skill level is with carpentry work. I know exactly what needs to be done. Because, in fact, the ramp on the other house, that looks beautiful. And that was done by two boys, one of them 18 or 19, the other one 13. I just told them what needed to be done, how I wanted it, and there you go. There was one guy had a thing on Facebook about how he does. His main thing is appliance repair. He also does handyman work. He gets $60 an hour for his handyman work, and you've got to have all the material sitting here waiting for him. So he didn't get the job. Hello, John. Yes, Joy. Judy sure is blessed to have found Tony. And if anyone's looking for a camper, Sal's trying to sell his to raise a little bit of money. Um, you can put the details up if you want, Sal. I don't know if I can remember. I think it's a 2006 or 2008 Jayco 31 foot. I think I got that right, but I'm not sure on that, Sal. So correct me if I'm wrong. I know he's got a new floor in it. Beautiful looking floor. I saw pictures of that. I'm not 100% sure, Joy, because some of the days that she was under the house and I didn't see her for days at a time, it wasn't all that hot. There was one point there, it never got above 85 during that time period. And she gets under there all the time. And here, just up until this afternoon, we've been in the 70s, close to 80. I don't know if we hit 80 here, but a lot of the areas did hit 80. And she was out all the time. Anytime I went on the porch, if she wasn't there, if I caught her, she came out from underneath the house. And she's having a ball out there. So they're still going to have access to getting under the house when I get the fencing set up the way I want it. It's going to be around the perimeter, and then around the house, they'll still have all this area. And back where this temporary fencing runs right up to the house, on the back side, I'm going to put a gate in there. So I can come in that way and don't have to go out the front door. That's why over on the side, that's the area I want to set up. To have the area to hang out with the dogs and have a place for them to lay and feed them. The gate would be on that side, be easy access. Well, cats can keep things interesting, Sal. Hello, John. Yep, it sure is getting cold. The cats are doing pretty good, Wanda. Bandit, Smoky Black King Tiger's mother, she's still staying in hiding. She comes out. There's a couple that will go after her, But for the most part, they're getting along with her. She just still feels more comfortable being off by herself. I'm hoping she'll come out here and start hanging out with the rest of them. Like when I woke up this morning, I counted how many cats was in the living room. There were 16 cats in the living room. They were all in here with me, except for Bandit and Dixie. And Dixie, she will come out, hang out with everyone, but a lot of times she likes to be by herself. I've always thought that was because of her eyesight. She doesn't want it too busy. She likes to be where she feels more secure. And we're going to be very cold here tonight, Joanne. I think 20 degrees. By Tuesday, we're going to be warming back up. Okay, weather bug saying it's 48 now. With meowing. I guess they're just chasing each other. Mid-20s tonight. Tomorrow, high in the mid-30s. 20 tomorrow night. Tuesday, mid-40s. Night is going to be upper 20s. And then from Wednesday on, 50s and 60s during the day. And mostly 40s at night. 30s a few nights. So that's not bad. The past couple winters, it's around the 10th, 15th of January, somewhere right in that neighborhood, that's really gotten bad. That's when it really drops down, get the snow. And then a few days later, it warmed right back up. And then last year, did have a cold snap in February. No snow, a little bit of freezing rain, but freezing rain didn't even stick to the ground. It was just on elevated surfaces. Because I bought extra salt and stuff for that, and then didn't even have to use it. Well, I salted my ramp, because that was an elevated surface. That got pretty slippery. But as far as the roads, they were fine. Well, I'm sure it is cold there, Wanda. You live in the Arctic Circle. Well, how far south you are doesn't make any difference, Joanne. Remember that storm last year that hit all along the Gulf Coast? First ever blizzard warning issued for New Orleans area. Get off my screen. Just popped up wanting feedback on my HP experience. Well, when I'm in the middle of doing something and they ask for a survey, they don't want my answers then. Okay, so I was right on it, so 2008. I couldn't remember 2008 or 2006, but it's a 2008 Jayco 31-foot tow behind. Yeah, people live in the north, they know it's winter, Joanne. It's not fun, but you just have to accept it. Unfortunately, here we don't have to deal with much of it. When it comes, it is nasty. But fortunately, it doesn't stay long. I had someone try to tell me last winter we're going to have 2 months of cold and snow. Oh, no, I'm not putting up for that. That's not going to happen. I'll stop that somehow. I would think it would depend on how long it was cold, John. There you go, Judy. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, obviously I haven't seen Sal's camper in person, but the picture that I've seen of it, it really looks nice. So if anyone's looking for a camper and doesn't want to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a new one, I think that'd be something to consider. Hello, Des. Well, Reverend Joe, if the chickens don't die off in your area, then I guess extended cold won't kill them. I thought maybe it would. I figured here it probably wouldn't kill them. Oh, I thought you went to get snacks, Reverend Joe, to replace the ones you ate before the live started. Well, as much as I hate the snow, I take the snow over freezing rain. But I definitely could live with just rain and never see any freezing rain or snow again. I know that one video that you have you shoveling there, Sal. Didn't look like there was all that much snow, but boy, that looked like it was heavy. That was wet snow. Yeah, I've used cat litter before, Reverend Joe. In fact, I used to keep a couple bags of cheap cat litter in my car. So if I got stuck, I would have it. Well, you know what, Sal? When you're sitting down here at 70 degrees and you're watching what your friends in New York are posting and watching videos, the one, it's Tuck Hill Snow Chasers. They post videos on Facebook. It's the guys that work for one of the town highway departments. They videotape when they go out plowing snow and stuff. I like watching those. I'm fine with the snow as long as I'm watching it on a computer or TV or something. I just don't want to see it out my window. Hello, Emily. Well, after we get through this next day or two, we're going to be good here until when is this? Until January 6th. That's how far this forecast goes. Then once you get beyond that, that's when you expect it to be real cold and snowy. You want me to tell you a little secret about a broken rake, Judy? There's these places called hardware stores, and they sell new rakes. You might want to check that out. Yeah, that's another thing I want to get done. I want to get some of the leaves raked up around the house. We got a lot of dry stuff around the house like that. That's a fire hazard. You get any kind of ember falls on them, they'll light right up. That's Domino you see there on the cat tree. She just turned 2 years old on December 6th, and she still got moments. She acts like a 3-month-old kitten. That looks like Smokey in the cave. Doesn't bother me, Sal. I'm not a sports fan. What were you doing on the pole, Emily? Boy, if the right people was in here, they'd be having some fun with that. Yeah, that's good for you, Wanda. With the cold weather you get there, it's good that you don't mind the cold. It's a bumper pull, Reverend Joe. I'm just the opposite, Judy. I'll take 100 degrees over 30 degrees any day. Yes, sir. Everyone would tell me how terrible it is here. Won't be able to stand the heat. Doesn't bother me at all. There's only been a handful of times that I can really say the heat was unbearable. That gets past summer wasn't bad at all. I think we only hit 100 degrees. Some areas of the state, it did. But here, it only hit 100 degrees once or twice. And another thing, it is a heck of a lot cheaper to run air conditioning than it is heat. And I got a light bill to prove it. Because the billing cycle was November 24th until, I don't know if it, bill came out Friday. I don't know if it went through the 25th or 24th, and they just didn't process the bills until after Christmas. It probably only went to the 24th. So 30 days. My bill was, I think it was 170 some dollars. Were during the summer, and that was when I was in the other house and running 2 air conditioners over there, plus central air here. The highest wasn't more than 140, maybe 150. And without having the air conditioners running in the other house, it'd be a lot lower than that now. So it's definitely cheaper to air condition than it is to heat. But I'm going to get away with heating this house cheaper than I was the other one, because those propane space heaters are not energy efficient. Not at all. So it's going to be a lot cheaper with a heat pump, and then that's got an auxiliary heat panel and the air exchanger for times when it's too cold for the heat pump to handle that. I think this type of system here is the way to go. And also, you can do it yourself and do, what do they call it? The system where you run pipes through the ground stuff and pull the heat and cold air out of the earth. You can't for the hire contractor to do that. But if that's something you can do yourself, that may be your best bet. But for most people, I think setup like I have right here is the best. Yeah, I don't even have a pair of wool socks anymore, Judy. Hello, Anne. Oh yeah, Joy, I understand that. If you got medical conditions. Yeah, we didn't have snow here for a full month. Um, and last year we had a very heavy snowfall, and snowbanks and everything were gone in less than 2 weeks. And that was only like big parking lots where they had all piled up on the side. So they had some pretty good snowbanks. And then around the house here where the snow came off the roof, because this roof was brand new a year ago this past summer. So last winter, no snow stayed on the roof. As soon as there was a few inches there, it just came right off because new surface on the roof and it was slippery. So I had a lot of snow. I had probably 3 feet of snow from where it slid off the roof. But even that, less than 2 weeks, it was gone. There was no sign that it ever snowed here. Well, Sal, if I was the one that won, was it Powerball or was it Mega Millions? I know you don't play the lottery. I've only bought, I think, 4 lottery tickets since I've been in Arkansas. I bought one on each one of Powerball and Mega Millions 2 different times. So I don't keep track of what the huge jackpot is. I had some people asking me, I'm pretty sure they were joking, if I was the one that won it because it was someone from Arkansas. It wasn't. But if I did, then I'd send you every bit of money you needed, Sal. Because that was, I can't remember what I heard it was, but almost $2 billion. Well, snacks are good. Speaking of snacks, I found some low carb bagels. And everyone knows how much I love bagels. Well, they came yesterday. And they are nice bagels. They were expensive. By the time I figured in the discounts, I got 8 packages of them. Because by buying a certain amount, I got $15 off, and I don't know, there was several discounts. So that's why I got 8 packages of them. And the 8 packages came to $91. But they were well worth it. There's 6 net carbs per bagel. And I got to keep my carbs under 20. So they fit in for that. I just can't start having multiple bagels a day like I've been known to do in the past. And they're big ones too. They're not small bagels. So I was happy with that purchase. Well, I'm glad you found someone that could shovel for you, Emily. Yeah, that sucks when it's that heavy, wet snow. That is bad. Yeah, you give me nice spot in the shade somewhere on a day when it's 100 degrees. I'll just sit there and drink my iced tea. I'm just as happy as I can be. I don't want to be out in the sun, but if I'm in the shade, I'm fine. That's one thing I love about this property. Lots of shade. Hello, Lee. Looks like I'm getting behind in chat. Yeah, they had to shut down the trail last week on the Tuck Hill, Sal. When it warmed up, all the water holes opened up and stuff. Hello, John. Okay, I just look and see if you get any content on here, John. I would have subbed to you if you do, but don't look like you have any content. Well, good to have you here. I don't think I could live up the hills, Emily. Because where I grew up, it was borderline being Tug Hill. Wasn't really right in the middle of Tug Hill, but it was on the edge of it. And of course, Tug Hill's the foothills to the Adirondack Mountains. So hills all over. Now I'm down here in the mountains, even though they're not high mountains. I like it. Well, thank you, John. Radio Jonesy, been a member for 26 months. Thank you, Jonesy. That's very much appreciated. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Yep, Joanne, John is a popular name. Actually, 18 cats, Reverend Joe. Not sure, Emily. Earlier it was Domino and Smokey. I'm only. Well, I can tell you, Lily's laying on the floor right next to the cat tree. The only one I've seen on the tree is, I believe it's Blackie. I can't tell for sure because I can't see her well enough, but it's one of the black ones. It's a spot where Blackie normally lays. Who's over there? Is that Dream? It's either Dream or Fluffy is laying right in front of me. Yeah, black ones get me. They're hard to tell. Peaceful Des, been a member for 24 months. Thank you, Des. I appreciate that. I currently have 16 members. Yes, Ann, I do. The chickens are actually right off the edge of the driveway. When I pull in the driveway, I actually have the front of my car right up, almost touching the coop. So I'm back towards the house where I park. Yeah, the only thing is I gotta get the ramp built because it's cement blocks to get in the coop right now. I don't feel real secure with cement blocks. But I can, until they start laying, hopefully have the ramp built by then. And I actually have to go in to collect eggs. For now, I can just open the door and reach in and do the water and feed and stuff. Yeah, my guess would be that that's Blackie laying up there, Emily. Well, thank you, Judy. They are gorgeous. And I also have dogs, chickens, and guineas, John. Yeah, Reverend Joe already answered that 18 minutes ago. Yep, Emily, just because you're born in a cold area doesn't mean you have to like it. Thank you, Joy. I try to be a nice guy. Yep, Reverend Joe. I can take whatever temperature is. I've been in as cold as 40 below. It's not fun, but you do what you have to do. Yep, same here, Sal. There are people around here, they absolutely love the cold, and there are people that hate it. Yep, same here, Joanne. I could deal with that, Emily. Constant 70 to 75 year round. Well, thank you, John. Well, that's not bad, Joy. $15 for a like new pair of Uggs. I don't blame you, Reverend Joe. You get some nasty weather there in Iowa. Yeah, Joanne, those heating bills get ya. It costs a lot more to heat than it does to cool. Thank you, Reverend Joe. Geothermal heat. I couldn't think of what it was called. I knew it was something like that. Yes, Sal, that would be perfect. The only thing you have to worry about with underground houses is to make sure you've got either a good dehumidifying system or you've got several dehumidifiers. But that is great for heating and cooling. But it stays a constant temperature, so you don't need to do much of it. Yep, and that's completely legal here, Sal. Yeah, Jen and Wiley are about an hour from here. Straight over the mountains, it's not far. But to go around the mountains on the road, it takes about an hour to get there. Thank you, Sal. I appreciate that. Oh, once you get here, you're not gonna think I'm such a good friend, Sal. I'll give you 1 day to rest, and I'm gonna start working your butt off. No, I like to work at a laid back pace, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, I had to find low carb bagels, Emily. I actually didn't get any plain bagels. They had plain, cinnamon raisin, everything, and superseded. I got 4 packages of cinnamon raisin, 2 packages of everything, and 2 packages of um the seeded ones. Now I even forgot what I said 30 seconds ago they were called. Almost, Jonesy. That was close. Brand is Royal. Royo. It's a company from New York. Ad popped up on Facebook, so I looked into it. Most ads that pop up on Facebook, I'm not interested in. But that one really looked good. Did some more investigating into them and found out that they were affordable. Because I've looked at some low carb bagels, like on Amazon. They've got some on there that are like $30, $40 a package. I'm not paying that for bagels. Low over $10 a package. It's a lot, but you take regular bagels, the name brands of them are over $5.79, I think it is. So a little over 10. I said I'd try them, and I love them. Well, the one I had. And they're huge, too. They're not small bagels. Hello, Gary. Well, I'm glad you were able to be the 29th thumbs up. Yeah, that's why I don't play it too often, Emily. Out of the tickets where you got to match up the numbers, most I've ever won on that was, I think it was $17.50 if I remember right. Which it should have been $35, but the cashier messed up when I bought the ticket and didn't add the multiplier in, which I wasn't too happy about. I should have refused the ticket and maybe do another one. Then maybe I would have hit the jackpot. But still, I got $17.50 out of it. For a scratch off, the most I've ever won on a scratch off is 50. You better watch out, Judy. Jerry will arrest you. Nope, not me, Emily. I don't even like card games when you're not gambling. When I was a kid, I did. But now, I can't stand to play cards. In fact, the last time someone tried to get me to play cards, they wanted me to play to make an even number. Nope. I'll leave. That's the end of my mocha flavored coffee. Should have another box of K-Cups coming tomorrow. If Amazon doesn't screw up the delivery again. Because when stuff comes into Tulsa, they've been bringing it to the post office, and then the mail carrier brings it to me. Well, last week I had a package coming to Tulsa, and instead of doing that, like I should tell you, it started out in Missouri. Then got to Oklahoma. Then they sent it back to Missouri and put it in the USPS mail stream. So it's Saturday in Missouri, went to Texas, sat there for a day or two, then went to Memphis, and then they finally got it to Fayetteville, Arkansas, sometime yesterday or last night. I forgot when it was now. So hopefully that'll come tomorrow. But that should have been here a week ago. Well, I'm going to try to get caught up on chat a little bit here. Hope I don't miss anyone. But I'm not going to be commenting a lot on all the comments like I was. Hello, Ark Wild Man. That's a lot, Gary. What are you doing? Working 4 16s and 1 8? Yep. I see now 80 hours, so. So what? As long as you can handle it, Gary. Just don't kill yourself trying to do it. And you should be getting your average up there. You've been working those hours for what now? About a year? Yeah, you wouldn't want to be northern Florida, Joanne. It gets cold there. I know a lot of times where Des is in Tallahassee, it will be the same as it is here, or even colder there sometimes. I know I would never want to be any farther north than I am right now. Not even northern Arkansas. It gets too cold up there. Plus, they got some bad storms up there too. Okay, Sal, I'll put you to work. Yeah, Emily, you're so done with the snow, and it's not even halfway through winter yet. Yeah, you don't wear hats and scarves inside, Joanne. Keep it 65 degrees in here. Heat set at 65, air set at 70. Felix. Hey, Lily. How you doing, buddy? Look at the camera. Let everyone see your beautiful face. You're not gonna? First Siamese cat I ever had. He's beautiful. Hello, Jody. Yeah, I wish I had the luck on scratch offs that my brother used to have, Emily. I don't know if he still plays or not, but boy, he used to have good. He'd buy $50, $75 worth of tickets at a time, but he would win a lot more than he spent on them. He was winning hundreds of dollars multiple times. I know he won $500 within a week or two. He had one ticket. I think it was $1,000, but I know it was over 600. So it'd be reported. He had my mom cat in for him, so he wouldn't have to pay taxes on it because she didn't have to pay taxes. Hello, Bulldogs. I don't know, Emily. It's just something that I've actually learned to hate. Oh, yeah, everyone knows you, Emily. Yep. A lot of hours there, Gary. Hello, Steve. Well, Gary, you need to take some time off around the 1st of November. Go pick up Eddie and come to my meetup. Yeah, that freezing rain sucks, Jody. I'm glad we're not getting any of it. Yeah, I don't fish anymore. I haven't fished in years, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to help you out too much, Sal. But I know that people can guide you in the right direction there. Yeah, you got a little bit warmer there, Reverend Joe. Yeah, 65 and 70 works out good for me. But one night I just couldn't get warmed up, and I did turn the heat up to 67. Well, hello, Dream. Look at her tail. How fluffy that is. Got a beautiful tail. Hello, Candace. Yeah, I gotta have 65, Joanne. But when I was living in New York, the last winter I was there, I just had absolutely no money at all. And I was keeping it about 45 or so. I preferred to keep it about 55, but to save money, I was keeping it about 45. That was chilly. Talk about the camera that I'm using right now, Emily. I've got that on the tripod sitting right here in front of me at an angle. So it shows the cat tree. And it's USB plugged into my laptop. Yep. That is the one you talk about, Emily. Yeah, the camera's only, I think it was $16.99. Seems to be a nice little camera. No, Gary, it's different. Mine's at Queen Wilhelmina State Park in Mena, Arkansas, November 6th through the 8th. Not sure if I'm going to make big mats or not. I thought that was the same weekend as Lake Tenkiller, but it's not. They're a week apart, so I might be able to make that. Long drive there, so not sure. I know, Judy. I love this house. And I'd like to find someone that can do the same woodwork so it match up with what's here. Do the ceiling here in the living room, and then do some work in the kitchen. Because I got some ideas for the kitchen. I want to take down the pegboard, and most of the wall should be the original wood on it, but where the window was taken out, that's just plywood. So I need some wood put in there. And then I'd like to have some cupboards built on that wall where the sink is. Hello, Blackie. You laid in something. Yes, you did. Yeah, I'd love to have you to meet up if you get the time off at that time, Gary. But I think that's around the same time that you normally go to the Renaissance Fair of Eddie, if I'm not mistaken. So it might not work out for you. Yes, walls are very thick. And on the outside, you've got the original siding that was on there, and then an inch of wood over that. So you take inch of wood on the inside, inch of wood on the outside. That right there get a lot of insulation. Well, thank you, Emily. Yeah, I try to give them everything they need. I don't know, Gary. I haven't kept track of how many cats have grown out of the tree. Yeah. And it's a really good camera for the price. Because when I was on the satellite internet, people were complaining about the quality of my live. I was just using the camera on the laptop at that time. I had a camera given to me that was supposed to be a really good camera, and that didn't work out. Then I got this one, and everyone said that, well, not this exact camera, because this is the fourth one of these I've had. Because the cat's chewing on the cords, and one of the cameras went bad on me. But mostly it's when the cat's chewing on the cords. And everyone said the quality was good with this and stuff. Now that I'm on fiber, it really is good. $47 tomorrow, Emily. I'm jealous. We're going to be in the 30s tomorrow. It's not going to last. 40s on Tuesday, and by Wednesday, it's going to be in the 50s. And Blackie here is Smokey's sister. Hello, Big Family Expedition. Hello, Eddie. I was talking about you earlier. Told Gary he needs to go pick you up and come to my meetup in November. Hello, Bobby. Come on. No, Sal. Not a candle this size. Yeah, they want big channels. Hey, Dino. You gonna stay here, Dino? Dino, why don't you show your other end? You just moon the camera. Blackie, please. I'm trying to do something here. Yeah, now there's something out there they're barking at, Emily. You all see my cats when I play a video that's got kittens meowing in it? You're all interested? And Daisy will come running. Because Daisy just absolutely loves kittens. You still in here, Wanda? Been tired again. Yeah, I had to take a nap this afternoon. Well, I appreciate you stopping in, Gary. Yeah, it's funny, Emily. It's amazing what the microphone on that camera can pick up. No, Judy, I'm not gonna. I had thought about it, but Amy, Learn Mountain Homestead, she's gonna be doing her traditional New Year's Eve live. So I'm gonna be ending about 11:30, and then going do a raid on Amy. Yeah, Emily, 47 is very warm for New York for this time of the year. Hello, Vince. Hello, Troy. Nice, Eddie. You get some fireworks set off next year. Have a good night, Joy. Thanks for being here. There's Wanda. Yeah, who it was now, but someone's wondering if you were still here, Wanda. Yeah, it sounded like it was a no, Gary. I was 20 minutes behind at one point. I caught up. Sorry if I missed anyone. I was trying to go through chat pretty fast, but if I saw something that looked like something I need to comment on, I did. I think I said hello to everyone. But again, like I said, if I did miss anyone, I'm sorry because I going through it pretty fast there for a few minutes. And thank you for not complaining, Eddie. I know you like to complain if I get more than 2 minutes behind. Hey, Dino. Hey, Dino's laying here in the chair next to me, but I guess he doesn't want to come up to be on camera. Lily's over here. Right on my blanket. True, Gary, you got a point there. Because he didn't say no, he just said, why would I? Okay. 34 people in here. 2 hours and 12 minutes into the live and 34 people? Well, I got 34 people here watching me. Everyone must be bored tonight. But it's good to have everyone here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I created my logo on Canva, Sal. Website is Canva, CANVA.com. I've got the paid version of it because you can do some stuff on the paid version that you can't on the free version. Okay, Wanda. And that's how I've made all 3 of my logos. And I've got Mickey working on one for the meetup. I'm going to have stickers made. Then have t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff available. And Wanda won't be going live tonight. She's going to go live Monday. It says 9 p.m. Central, 7 Atlantic. So I think that's supposed to be 7 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Atlantic. Well, Jonesy's New Year's Eve live should be. I always lose track of the time difference. That should be, I think, late Wednesday morning for us. Maybe 10 or 11 o'clock Wednesday morning. Okay, Wanda. Yeah, I read that over like 3 times and it just doesn't look right. Yes, there are, Gary. Oh, did I miss Ace coming in? Oh, there she is. Hello, Ace. Yeah, it happened, Wanda. Yeah, I'm tired today, too. Didn't sleep the best last night, even though I was tired. And then I had to force myself to get up this morning to get the chickens in the coop. Then I took a nap this afternoon. My Ed's not too happy with me because I missed his live. I left him a comment. I had to take a nap so I could stay awake for my live. Hey, you keep the freezing rain up there, Reverend Joe. I guess in the northeastern part of Arkansas, they're talking about freezing rain. But we're not supposed to get it here. Actually, I was gonna check on my phone. I can just check in here for the weather now. A little different than the 70s we had this morning, isn't it, Bobby? Yeah, I didn't even see that Bobby had typed it in. It didn't show up until after I typed mine in, so that overwhelmed Nightbot. Try this again. 40 degrees. Wind blowing from northwest at 14 miles per hour. It's actually warmer in Tallahassee tonight than it is here. That's not always the case. Because the cold front hasn't got that far east yet. Yeah, John. I've had a lot of people in here tonight. The highest number I saw in here was 34, which is really good. Look at that, Gary. 71 degrees. 71 for Eddie. Yeah, I think Nightbot got overwhelmed again, Wanda. That is messed up. Why can't Nightbot handle two commands at the same time. I don't know, John, maybe try that without the comma. There you go. That's what did it. And 66, that's not bad. Yeah, Gary, it's a bot, so it should be able to handle a lot more. There's some cold temperatures there. Um, well, you know what, Ace? I'm hoping February's just like it was 2 years ago. That was beautiful. Last year wasn't too bad, but we did have one cold spell. Yeah, Reverend Joe dealing with 14 degrees. Okay, Des. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be on here much longer. Yeah. Hello, Shawnee. Yeah, I want to catch the tail end of Reverend Dreams live tonight. I'm sure he's already played my song. Yeah, I see a lot of people heading to other places now. Who we got on the tree up there? That's Felix laying up there. And then I'm assuming Blackie up the top. I see you in my computer, Felix. I love that black nose on him. Hello, Pam. I've lost almost 30 pounds. It's going up and down a little bit, but the trend is downwards. Okay, John. Yeah, I'll be stopping over there later on tonight. Tell Grandma I said hi. Yep, Emily. The orthopedics really wanted me to get my BMI below 40. And I'm 38 point something now. Yeah, I gotta go to the snack aisle in my refrigerator here shortly. I don't know exactly what I will have tonight. Might have some ham. Might have a brat. I don't have any liver thawed out. I don't have any chicken thawed out. I don't have any ground beef thawed out. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a brat or ham. Yeah, have a good night, Sal. Yep, now it's up to 26, Wanda. But we got other people going live now, and I've been on here 2.5 hours. Nice, Jonesy. I need to either get my office chair fixed or buy a new one. Thank you, Emily. Okay. I think it's about time to call it a night. Well, thanks for being here, everyone. I appreciate it. Have another live Wednesday at 10 o'clock Central. Yep, a lot of lives right now. Ark Wildman, Grandma's Crochet Corner, Outdoors with Big Matt. I think Dad said Civi goes live at 8 o'clock. Yep, Ace just posted it. Lots of live, so I'll get off here. So I'm not going over top of everyone else's live, but I appreciate it. And someday I'll be doing a 24-hour live. Just not exactly sure when I'm going to do it yet. But have a good night, everyone. Well, good thing they're still on. You got to see Felix flying through the air. Good night, everyone. Hello, Mona. I have to check your channel out. There we go. Give you a rank. Yeah, I had one person here earlier I didn't give a rank to because never seen him before. Seems like good guy. Very polite. But because he didn't have any content on his channel and first time here, it's just my policy not to give ranks out to those people. But well, thank you everyone. Have a good night.